Здравствуйте, здравствуйте, дорогие друзья, с вами, как всегда, Flapjack'a, мы с вами продолжаем играться в очень классную игру под названием That Synchronicity Tomorrow Comes Today. Что же, мы с вами в прошлой серии добрались таки до города и... Все, сейчас будем тут, короче, всех рвать, метать, короче, я не знаю, что мы еще делать будем, но нам нужно найти лекарство где-то здесь, на окраине города есть где-то кто там, ну, склад, короче, вот, с всякими этими штуками. А еще нам нужен морфий. Ну, в общем-то, это мы все уже вспомним, я надеюсь. И да. Ну что, давайте мы начнем тут диалоги с кем-нибудь. Хотя бы давайте со стариком, наверное. А еще, может быть, тут что-то есть. Ну, тут всякие эти... То, что не обязательно смотреть. Ну, вот со стариком давайте поговорим.
Help me, please! Help me! Don't let them find me in the street after curfew. They'll take me to the refugee camp. Help me, please! But don't make any noise. There's a patrol just round the corner.
Ну что вы хотите от меня? Я ищу одно место, что-то вроде аптечного склада. Вы ничего подобного не знаете? Да, что вы хотите от меня?
But what is it you need me to do?
It's almost curfew. I need a place to sleep. I need a place to hide, or they'll send me to the refugee camp. Don't you understand?
Вам нужна крыша над головой, вам некуда пойти. Ладно, дайте мне кусачки, я попробую. Что за комендантский час?
What is all of this about a curfew?
At curfew, the soldiers want the streets cleared. And the way they see it, if you're out on the street after curfew, it means that you've got nowhere to go. You don't have a home. You don't belong here. And that makes you a rat. And so they take you to the refugee camp. I can't go to the camp. Understand? I can't go there.
Ага. Нам нужна крыша над головой, вам некуда пойти.
You need a roof over your head, and you don't have anywhere to go.
I used to, but it doesn't exist anymore. I owned an apartment a few blocks from here. The block was badly damaged by the Great Wave, but it was still standing.
And what happened to your home?
This morning we had to evacuate the area in a hurry. We ran out in the streets with whatever we had on. Apparently, the foundation was starting to crumble. And a few hours later, all that was left of my home was a pile of smoking rubble, with 40 years of memories buried beneath it. But I can't let them take me to the camp. I need to get into another house before the curfew. Please, help me.
Ладно, дайте мне кусачки, я попробую.
Okay, give me those bolt cutters. I'll see what I can do.
This house was empty, but the army has sealed it off. If I can just get this padlock off before curfew, I'll be safe. I need to get in here. But please, don't make too much noise. If the soldiers find us, they won't hesitate to kill us.
Impossible. I'm sorry. I can't do anything with this.
I need to get in there. I need to get in.
Я ищу место, что вроде аптечного склада, ничего подобного не знаете.
I'm looking for a place. Something like a pharmaceutical warehouse. Would you know anything about that?
I don't really know. There's a small medical center just outside the city limits. I suppose you mean that, right? They built it in a hurry, just knocked it together after the Great Wave. No one really knows what it's for, but there are vehicles going in and out of the place all the time. Whatever they're doing in there, they're keeping it very secret. Not even my daughter would tell me what goes on inside.
Did you say your daughter?
Yes, my daughter. My little Uma. She works there as a nurse. I'm afraid she left me. I suppose she got tired of living with a frail, sick old man like me. Because one day she simply left the house, and I haven't seen her since. It's been months now. I think she was right to leave me. These times are hard enough. You don't want to burn yourself with someone like me.
I'm sorry. I can't help you.
Help me, please.
Так, ну давайте. Главная улица, тени. Теперь давайте поговорим с горожанами, что ли. Что они нам скажут?
Hello, friend. You look lost. Come over by the fire.
It's dying down, but maybe it'll last until curfew.
As long as those uniformed psychopaths don't decide to end our little get-together first, of course.
Hey, look! One of those magic bracelets from the camp. They say that place is a real hellhole. A kind of living death. So, you've come back from the dead. Do they call you Lazarus?
Well, you could put it that way.
Вы что говорили о комендантском часе, когда именно он начинается? Почему вы боитесь солдат? Я слышал, жизнь здесь более-менее наладилась.
You were saying something about a curfew. What time does it start exactly?
Well, it depends on the mood of the soldiers in this zone. But you know it's time to go home when they start taking their guns out of their holsters.
Today they're extremely jumpy. I don't think it'll be long before they start insulting people and hitting them with their rifle butts.
You guys are awfully hard on them. It's just their crude way of showing us affection.
Oh, shut up! In any case, you don't have to worry. That bracelet means you don't have to hide from them. You know, that's one of the privileges that comes with it.
And you? Do you people have to hide?
We try to stay out of their way. The first rule is be home before curfew. Anyone who isn't gets dragged off to refugee camp. That's one of the strictest laws the Great Wave imposed upon this city.
Вы знаете обстановку в других местах? Доходят ли новости извне?
And do you know how things are elsewhere? Do you get news from outside?
I'm afraid not. With no communications or transportation, and with the army on every corner, we are totally cut off.
Who cares anyway? When you don't know from one day to the next if you're gonna be alive, there's no time to worry about what happens 100, 1,000, or 100,000 miles away.
I understand.
Почему боитесь солдат?
Why are you afraid of the soldiers? I'd heard that things function better here.
I don't know where you heard that, friend, but whoever told you that was lying. Here, things are very ugly and getting uglier every day. Everything's in short supply: water, food, medicine.
We have a surplus of just two things: misery and violence. Life is cheap here, and getting cheaper all the time, especially since the army took over.
The army. I see. And what happened to the other authorities? The politicians? The laws?
Those are distant memories from the old world, my dear. Get them out of your head, because all that collapsed like a house of cards. Since the Great Wave, no one's got any plan, strategy. We're all adrift.
He's right. The most reliable thing we have left is what you see around the corner. Armed teenagers in uniform on the streets, on the rooftops, just as scared as we are, or more, and shooting anything that moves.
I think our common destiny is to finally die of starvation, of disease, or boredom. I don't know which of the three options I find the most cruel. Who knows? Maybe the most sensible thing is to organize a group excursion and break into Suicide Park.
Suicide Park? Don't call it that. It's not funny. That name's as stupid as that hospital they built in such a hurry next to it. It's crazy. The entire city is starving and sick, and the soldiers keep those medical facilities locked up like Fort Knox.
Но в чем смысл медпункта, если их нельзя использовать? Вы сказали парк самоубийств в лагере, я про него слышал.
But what good is it having medical facilities if no one can use them? I don't understand.
No one does, friend, but that's the way it is. I don't know why anyone would want to go into that building, but I can assure you that they're not going to get treated for anything in there, not even for a miserable cold.
Besides, it's a real fortress. The person would be more likely to come out sick from an overdose of gunpowder and lead. You know how it is, dear. There's no cure for love or death. Hey, I like that last phrase. It would make a good opening line for a story.
Oh, will you shut up for once, Ramon? Don't pay any attention to him. In the old world, he earned his living writing stories, and he still thinks that all that waste paper might someday be useful after the Great Wave.
And in fact, it is. A good deal of that scrap paper is fueling this bonfire right now, dear. So I can consider my literary career to have been worthwhile.
Вы сказали парк самоубийств?
Did you say Suicide Park? Someone in the camp told me about that place.
and the first dark stars come out to hang from the sky, we could sit and count them together, you and I.
When the sun departs from Suicide Park. Yes, I recognize the song. But what the hell is it? Is there really a place with that name?
Yes, it exists. After the Great Wave, and when things were starting to get really ugly here, the weakest among us eased their suffering with a bullet, by overdosing, or by jumping from high places. You know how it is. All those dark stars had a hard time finding a reason to go on living.
There was a terrible wave of suicides, and there still is.
The problem is at some point a problem arose. How should I put it? A serious logistical problem. Access to drugs and firearms became practically impossible. So the easiest thing was to grab a rope or a belt and go to Suicide Park after dark.
There was a time when it was hard to find a free branch anywhere in the park.
The suicides in the area multiplied at such a rate that the army closed down the park. They said for public health reasons.
For months, the only thing blooming in that park were the corpses of the hanged. The place became more like a theme park. Lots of fun for everyone.
I told you not to make jokes about that. Don't you have any respect for anything?
Of course not. That was one of the many things I lost in the Great Wave. And one of the things I missed the least, believe me.
Thanks for the chat.
Thanks for the company, friend.
Так, ну нам, походу, пока что только единственный путь это вот сюда. Поэтому давайте пойдем сюда. У нас храм какой-то.
Send us a sign, Lord. We need a sign from you.
Hey, wait a minute. I know that voice.
Are we guilty of arousing your rage? Did we do it? Speak with your tongue of fire, Lord. Purge us with unrelenting justice. Send us a sign. Is this our doing? Are you punishing us for our arrogance? Unleash your thunderous voice, Lord. Release us from this intolerable uncertainty. Did we do it? Send us a sign.
I'm getting a strong impression that man's a fanatic and a little bit deranged. But his sermon made me curious. What could he mean by, we did it?
The thunderous voice of your angels through the gash. That is your sign.
Oh no. Here comes that sensation again. It's like floating in a dense liquid, while everything around me is transformed. Good God, I think I'm starting to lose my mind.
Знаете, что я сейчас заметил во время того, когда вот это все хрень изменилась? Вот эта бабушка, она ведь, получается, как бы вместе со мной там была сейчас. То есть, ну, как-то так. Возможно, мне удастся с ней поговорить потом как-нибудь. Скульптура. Давайте подойдем сначала сюда.
The catastrophe caused a lot of damage to the statue's pedestal. The fact that the statue is still standing is a miracle.
Ладно, нам больше нечего делать, кроме как говорить. А, ну я с ним еще и поговорить не могу. Ладно. И смысл мне тогда в этом храме? Ну я даже не знаю, что я тут еще сделать могу. Браслет, тетрадь. Да, я тут больше ничего сделать не могу, поэтому, в принципе, выйдем тогда. А вот тут есть... Еще что-то есть. И мы можем пройти дальше. А нахрена тебе вообще снимать? Я не понимаю, как бы... Ну ладно, неважно. Неважно. Мы пойдем сюда. И что тут? Дощечка с надписью. Давайте почитаем, что там написано. Ну ладно, можно и так. О, гвозди. Гвозди и дощечка.
A piece of wood with a handwritten sign. Closed for public health reasons. Judging from the handwriting and the spelling mistake, I assume the author of the message was one of those animals in uniform. The nails that held up the sign announcing the closure of Suicide Park. They're incredibly rusty. But considering the epidemic of the dissolve, tetanus is the least of my worries at the moment.
Так, ну вот он у нас парк самоубийств, похоже. А вот он медцентр. Опа. Он был так близко, что ли? Ну ладно, это хорошо. Я походу понимаю. Сейчас я попробую сюда зайти. И потом войду в люк. Да. Да, искать другой вход. Все понятно. Нужно в люк лезть.
So, let's see. Impossible. It's not that it's super heavy. It's that there's hardly any place to insert your fingers to lift this manhole cover.
Тогда я понимаю, для чего мне нужен знак.
You can smell these dead creatures from several yards away. I have no intention of picking up those rotten fish with my hands, to say nothing of putting them in my pocket.
Знак нам нужен для того, чтобы снять люк. Ну что же. Тут нам больше тогда нечего ловить, пока мы не снимем знак. Вот. Чтобы снять знак, можно попробовать использовать что-нибудь, что я нашел, например, дощечку. Да, действительно. Ладно. Гвозди, я правда не понимаю. Гвозди и дощечка. Вот дощечка вообще, честно, хотя...
What for? Too many things in my life have already gone up in smoke.
Но это не сюда. Так вот, может быть тебе, чувак, помочь, но я, правда, хрен его знает.
Best not to waste time trying to nail this here. The entire world is turned into a trash heap. Do I really think...
Ладно. По-моему, тут мы это никак не применим. Ну, попробуем еще, ладно, вот так это сделать.
I prefer to hold on to it. I don't think I'd gain any.
Да. Хорошо. Тогда зайдем в храм сейчас. Возможно, как-то там применим то, что мы нашли сейчас. Вот. И, собственно, благодаря этому мы смогем эту штуку сделать. Сломать знак. Вот. Опа. Опа.
Let's see. If I wedge one of the ends of the plank under the statue's pedestal, the other part will rest directly in the base of the toppled column.
Ага. Рычаг.
We're waiting, Lord! Did we do it? Illuminate us! Send us a sign with your just and vengeful arm! Is this our fault? Listen! It's the fiery breath of God! The Lord has sent us his sign! And I was right! It is all our fault! We did it! And we have aroused his fury!
But what the hell's going on here?
Look! That's the sign! Forgive us, Lord! Forgive us! Repent, all ye sinners!
It's the atmospheric phenomenon I've been hearing so much about. That infernal sound coming from the crack in the sky. It's terrifying.
That is the sign! We did it! Forgive us, Lord! Forgive us! My children, God has spoken to us with his darkest voice. Haven't you heard him? But there's still time. All is not lost. We still have time. Salvation lies in the place where it all began, in the ruins, at the source. We must return to the ruins of the temple. We must return. We must.
Этот говнюк убежал куда-то. А, вот он. Он сел. Он сел. Пойдемте поговорим тогда. Теперь мы можем с ним поговорить.
Hello. I heard your sermon and...
Yeah, God has shown us his sign. He has finally spoken to all of us. With his thunderous voice, he has revealed the unknown. We did it. It's all our fault. We did it. But there's still time. All is not lost. There's still time to avoid it. The head of the lion above the flames holds the key to everything.
Ну что же мы сделали? О каком знамени вы говорите? Скажите, что именно лучше... что именно мы еще способны предотвратить. Что мы сделали?
But what is it we did?
Time's the will of God. It is his heart and his hammer. The centuries and the ages belong solely to him. The celestial empire is a divine clock. Time rotates around God. Its hands are his angels and archangels. Now I see it all clearly. How could we have been so stupid? Our arrogance had enraged him. That's what we did.
This man is definitely crazy. Nothing he says makes any sense.
I beg you, leave my brother in peace. He's very upset.
Что мы сделали? Я ничего не понял. Давайте еще раз спросим.
We did what? I'm sorry, but I didn't understand a word you just said.
We sullied his name. We didn't know that each second is a drop of Christ's blood, and that only he can reign over the interval, over the infinite mysticism of the fragment. Only he can reign over time with his incandescent omnipotence, and we were unable to see it. And now he is enraged, and we're to blame. That's what we did.
Я все еще не понимаю, что мы сделали.
I still don't understand what it is we did.
Each cycle is a fluorescent gust of God's will, don't you see? Can't you see it? He reigns over the days and the hours from the inscrutable luminescence of his dwelling place. And we are just instants that slip through his fingers. Time is his, and his alone. And we tried to wrest it from him. That's what we did.
Ладно, о каком знамени вы говорите?
What signs are you referring to?
The dark angels of God clamor madly through the open wound that is bleeding the kingdom of heaven dry. Haven't you heard? They were speaking with a thunderous voice. God is furious. That is his sign.
I suppose in his delirium, the man has mistaken that strange sound coming from the gash in the sky left by the great wave as a sign from the heavens. He's definitely lost his mind.
Please be so kind as to leave us in peace. Can't you see that my brother is very agitated?
Вы говорите об атмосферном феномене в небе, оставленном великой волной.
I assume you're referring to the atmospheric phenomenon in the sky caused by the great wave.
No, no! It's the stench of human arrogance that made the gears of the gates of hell grind. And now they're opening up like a festering wound to swallow us all. Can it be that you haven't heard it? That is his sign.
Извините, но я сомневаюсь, что это божеский знак.
Excuse me, but I don't think that was a divine sign.
We've lacerated the sacred skin of the shroud God enveloped us in. We've betrayed him. We've stabbed him with our infinite arrogance. And you can see the mark etched on the heavens. Through that gash, Lucifer has shattered our name from on high. Satan is calling each and every one of us by name. Can't you hear it? That is his sign.
Скажите, что именно мы еще способны предотвратить?
Tell me, what is it that we can still prevent?
The wrath of God, the destruction of man. There's still time. We did it, but we still have time. The key is in the ruins of the temple. We have to find the ruins of the temple. Look for the head of the lion above the flames. Bring me the head of the lion above the flames while there's still time.
But this church is already in ruins. It hardly has any walls or a foundation left. You're already in the ruins of the temple.
No, you're mistaken. Bring me the head of the lion above the flames.
That's enough. Stop tormenting my brother. He's exhausted.
The head of the lion above the flames? That sounds absurd. It makes no sense.
Ладно, думаю, лучше вас оставить.
I think it's best that I leave you in peace.
Yes, leave my brother in peace.
There's still time. There's still time. Bring me the head of the lion above the flames.
Сестра преподобного Блейка.
She meditates in silence, resigned and exhausted. Considering the mental state of Reverend Blake, I guess it falls to her to take care of him night and day.
Ладно, чем там записали-то? Принести ему львиную голову над пламенем. У преподобного Блейка с головой еще хуже, чем я думал. Хорошо. Тут мы ничего взять не можем, не? О! Кусок стекла. Острый еще к тому. Может пригодиться. Угу.
A hard, thick piece of glass, and it has a very, very sharp point.
Так, можем кого-нибудь убить, допустим, тебя, братан. Ну ладно. Мы этого делать, конечно же, не будем, а просто спокойно выйдем отсюда. Вот. И уже попытаемся это реализовать где-то. Например, нам нужен вот этот знак. И мы, конечно же, попробуем. Но вряд ли. Да. Что же еще можно сделать-то с этой штукой? Я вот даже не знаю. Может быть, этому чуваку помочь опять попытаться. Собираюсь выбрасывать осколок. Ладно, походу тут нам ничего не светит с этой штукой. Вот, поэтому единственное место, куда мы пока что могем пойти, я думаю, это вот как раз таки вон туда, туда, еще дальше. Сходим туда, посмотрим. Может быть, тут я все-таки что-то упустил. А может и нет. Я не знаю. Я не знаю, но вряд ли это мне поможет. Да.
What for? Cutting my hand with it. It's rather disconcerting to see such a small building surrounded by such extreme security measures. Could this be the medical center people have been telling me about?
Как же мне этот гребаный люк-то сломать? Я вот даже не знаю, что мне еще сейчас сделать, честно говоря. Но здесь, по крайней мере, вообще ничего нет вообще, вот кроме люка вот этого пня и там ворот. Поэтому там нам ловить, походу, нечего. Вот. Развалины храма.
The ruins of a church that was devastated by the Great Wave. It looks like the divine being didn't try very hard to protect this sacred place.
Блин, я вообще, честно, без понятия. Ну, вот что мы можем сделать с куском стекла и ржавыми гвоздями? Честно, без понятия. Но почему-то мне кажется, что... Я не знаю, что мне кажется. Просто потому что я не знаю, что делать. Вот. Давайте походим еще, посмотрим. Посмотрим. Кстати, что мы там записали? Львиную голову над пламенем. Львиная голова над пламенем. Что это такое-то, я вообще не понимаю. На самом-то деле. Вот.
It's the silhouette of the soldier's guard. It seems like those uniformed psychopaths onto each and every corner of this.
Вот. Ну, я не знаю. Ну ладно, что я думаю? Давайте мы, пожалуй, на этом закончим. Уже около получаса этой серии есть, я думаю. Вот. Продолжим мы искать разгадку в том, для чего нам гвозди и стекло в следующей серии. Вот. А сейчас просто я надеюсь, что вам понравилось, и вы поставите лойс, можете даже прокомментировать и подписаться на канал. Вот. Ну, а с вами был Flapjack. Всем пока, ребят, и удачи!